Zubimendi's already come. So Zubimendi, Norgaard, Marino, Rice. It's not terrible because we didn't have problems in the midfield anyway last year. So Kepa as well. I'm happy with that signing.
I'm
Five
happy with
million.
Pepper. Yeah,
Yeah,
five
like
million easy.
I'm not mad
Five
with the
million.
business that we're doing right now. I can't sit there, but we have to make sure that we prepare correctly. Do you know what made me laugh? It's funny when Arsenal want to get things done. Yeah, they do it immediately, isn't it?
And
It's funny
then
how straight away, yeah, this came out. We'd had no idea. No one knew anything.
Mm.
I was this morning. I was looking at my phone. I see on Norgaard. I thought, oh, the price, this, that. Couple of hours later, here we go.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? There's no
yeah, yeah.
dilly dallying. But when we're going for these other players, penny pinching, then oh yeah, dilly dally, take the mic. No, we don't want him. This, that, 5 million, 6 million, weeks and weeks. We got this deal done in a couple of hours. Everything was agreed. Like, if it's that easy, get me a striker. Like,
genuinely.
I don't know, man. Like, I can hear why people are upset because they're sick and tired of not getting what we need. And like, when it's not done, you get irritated because then out of nowhere you go and you get like Thomas Partey's gonna leave, and now straight away, yeah, but you didn't replace a striker. Like, what's the thinking behind there? I'm not sure.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, why is it that as soon as the DM left, oh my god, no, boom, you went out in the market, same second you went and got this guy? Like, it's madness to me. The way it's done, I've never seen Arsenal move so quick for a deal to
Genuinely.
get done. Like, where I've heard it, like the rumor the same day, and then we've got and here we go the same day. Do you know what I mean?
It's not
Mm.
something
Like,
Arsenal
when's the
do.
last
It's not
signing
something
that
we're
we
used
heard
to.
about like that? Like,
Well, maybe like the Declan Rice situation. No.
no, that went on for weeks as well. Don't you remember?
Because even then, it was that back and forth with City as well. Like I
Yeah, and
remember
then
one day that
Yeah,
City
that's
put in a
true.
bid, and then everyone was all like, "Oh crap, City put in a bid." Then I was putting another bid, and then I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
"Oh
true.
crap," and then the City put in
that's
another
what I'm
bid. And I
saying.
was like,
But
"Whoa!" Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
that is true. That is
rumor,
true.
like,
Mm.
well, none of us three knew that we would ever go in for Norgard before today.
yeah, and you
And then
wouldn't
as
know. Thing.
soon as the rumors come out, a few hours later, we've got him. Like, I just find that fascinating. But overall, on the signing, I'm happy. He's not terrible. 31 leader. We've lost experience in Jorginho and Party. It's good
Mm.
to get some for a good price. Like, he's
Mm.
not trying to fleece us, and that's why I don't mind it. Like Thomas Party, I know people are upset because of the quality on the pitch, but the money that he's asking for is not warranted. And that's the end of the
It's
story.
not.
For a business decision, you can't
Nah,
give
you can't.
someone like that
You
money.
can't. You can't. You can't. But that's the thing as well. Is that I was thinking, why didn't he just accept a lower offer if he actually wanted to stay at the club? Because really and truly, if you do love the club, right, you're willing to take those things into consideration. I'm a little bit older. Let me try and get a little. So he was actually
I,
trying to finish the club. Well, what do you think, Jay?
100.
I feel like it's more because from Partey's perspective, he's coming off of the season he just had where he was like essentially didn't really miss too many games for us, and
He
he
was
basically had
pivotal.
his
He was
most
pivotal.
he probably had his best season in an Arsenal shirt
Yeah,
being
yeah, he was
realistically, right?
pivotal. We was actually
So
missing him in certain matches. You know, we was
exactly in
I
actually.
agree.
certain games we
Yeah,
did
yeah,
miss
yeah.
him. So it's like
Mm,
when he registers his importance to the team and things like that, to then be in a position where he's essentially you could see he was playing for that new deal. And when it came down to the negotiating,
100.
negotiating, I didn't think he factored in everything that we've seen of him previously, where seasons have passed and he'd been out for 2 months here, out for 3 games here, out for another this and that. And it's like when you think about the fact that this is the first time we've seen him actually be readily fit and available for the majority of the season, he's been a consistent player. But when you factor in the history and the fact that he's aging as well, I just don't think these were things that he properly considered. He just saw it as, from my understanding of the situation anyway, I feel like he just saw it as, I've had a good season for you guys. Invest in me. You know what I mean? When you look
mm,
at other players and from other clubs around us, look at like not Trent, the Van Dijk and the Salah situation. These are players who are whilst of course they performed last season and they clearly were performing like some of the best seasons we've seen from both of those players, but then at the
Mhm.
same time, there's still players who are on the decline in the grand scheme of things. Like they're getting older
Mm.
Yep.
and they're not going to
Yep.
suddenly get so much better. So Partey saw his situation. And I don't. I'm not saying Partey's so arrogant in the fact that he thinks he's on the same level
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
importance to those two players, but I feel like he probably would have seen his position and thought, if players like that are able to get new deals in and get more money and all these sorts of things, there's no reason why I can't be. But evidently, from a
True,
business
true. You got, you
perspective,
got, you got to give it a
that's
go. You
it
got
just
to give
wasn't
it
really
a
the case.
go.
Yeah,
You
I
have
mean,
to give it a
you don't
go.
ask, you don't get.
Yeah,
But
especially with a team like Arsenal, where we've been kind of handing him out kind of freely.
you know what I mean? Like we've been kind of notorious for giving players after they've played a blinding season. Like I remember the whole thing with Aubameyang and signing the contract, and it was like a whole thing. And the fact that even besides his decline after signing the contract, but we made it such a thing for him to be like sign the contract, sign the contract, sign the contract. It was such a big deal. And then when he eventually did it, he kind of declined afterwards. I feel like Arsenal were trying to just avoid mistakes like that. And it's like when you're throwing that much money at someone who is aging and who does have the injury record that Partey does, it just was never a smart business decision.
Yeah, it
Hundred
never was.
percent.
It never was. I guess we probably are going to be a small collective of fans of Arsenal fans anyway that probably are going to agree that this is kind of shrewd business, right? But again, it only matters if we get the right signings after these ones. I get the
Yeah.
backup. I get the
Literally.
backup signings. I get it. I get it. But now we want to see the big boy signings where we're talking about it and we're excited. This is not exciting, but it's mature. It's mature, right? Premier League proven. £7 million. That's not bad.
I agree.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't think. Do you know what? What we're probably going to see, I see probably up until July, mid-July. That's when we're probably going to see the transfers kind of coming in. But I wanted to kind of touch up on the last thing we kind of spoke about last time, which was Sesko asking for a transfer or a release clause
Mm.
in the contract. What are we saying about that, guys, man? Because personally, me, I think if you're talking about those type of release clause, you're using us as a stepping stone,
100%.
yeah. And for the right fee, you're gonna be boom gone. What do you think about that, guys?
For me, if you don't want to sign for Arsenal and you think we're some stepping stone, don't come. Simple as that. I don't need. We're trying to go and we're trying to challenge for the biggest trophies in world football. That's what we're trying to do. We're
Hmm.
not here to try. Like we're trying to get back to the pinnacle of when we were winning league titles. We don't need you to come and be like, oh yeah, like now I've been here a few years and I've scored whatever. You know, Real Madrid are in for me. Come, no. Do you
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't need a release clause. I don't need anyone like that. Victor Gyökeres wants to come to Arsenal.
Exactly.
There's a reason that Fabrizio came and said, "Oh, he said that he's prioritizing Arsenal." That message has been put out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shows me that he wants to play for my team. I want him. I want someone that wants to come. Like other teams are trying to sign him. Man United, our rival, and he's saying, "Nah, nah, nah. My priority right now is Arsenal Football Club." Cool. Not oh yeah, release club. Oh, none of
Bro.
that business here.
Bro.
Just leave. Just go. I'm not on it. I don't even want to. Who in Arsenal has a release clause?
No
Honestly,
one. No
You know
one.
that's
what I
what I'm
mean?
saying.
And I've never heard that. I've never heard that in the history of Arsenal Football Club for us
Well,
to
we
give
don't. That's
someone a
not.
release clause.
We don't do these things. Like you
The
must
cheek
think
of
with
it.
Dortmund or
The cheek.
some. Like go over there, bro.
The cheek
I
of
don't
it.
want that.
The
That's
cheek.
that's why
No,
that's why I
honestly,
almost
I'm actually
like
preying it now because
I
no,
almost
you're
don't
right.
want to believe it. You know
No,
what I mean?
like you're right. You're right. I'm just preying it now. I'm preying it now, and I'm like, you're cheeky. You're cheeky. If this is true, obviously, if this
Yeah,
is true,
that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to believe it because I think just following in it, it doesn't make sense to me. Because if I'm Sheshko, right, and Arsenal are presenting me their project, right, and I say yes, that's the project for me, right, why would I then think to myself, especially in my negotiation tactic, when these men sell you this project, they're not saying selling this project to you to be like, okay, cool, within the within the next like 3 4 years we're trying to move you on and this that the other
mm,
after you've done your business for us, then
hmm,
no one's ever going to sell you a project like that. They're going to sell you a project for the fact that, hey, we want you to be our main man, we believe in you and you're going to be the person who's going to take us to the big time. right? So if Arteta and all of these guys are selling you that project and Bert is selling you this project, yeah, why would you then turn around and say, ah, this project is great and I want to be here for like a little bit of it, and then when I've done my bit, I'm just gonna bounce. Like it just seems like a senseless negotiation tactic, which is why I'm just like led to just not believe it. Like I just want to think to myself, there's no way he tries to negotiate like this and then thinks, okay, cool, this is the way I'm gonna go about it, and this is gonna get me the best deal possible. I almost like, and it's gonna look so bad if we turn around and we actually sign him after us all saying this. But if this is the way that he wants to deal, I don't want him. I
Listen,
genuinely I
You
don't
stay
want
away
him
from the
because
club. Stay away
it's
from the
it's
club.
it's
Stay
it's
away.
just, I'll be real, it's just disrespectful. Like it kind of shows that your faith in the club isn't really as it's supposed to be, because
Mm, mm.
I can completely comprehend and understand why you would want a release clause, from the sense of like, if someone like Madrid is coming in for you and these are the players, these are the teams like Madrid, Barcelona. I can understand that from a player's perspective, but then at the same time, from a footballing institution, there's no way that we don't hold ourselves to the same standard of those kind of clubs. So why would we turn around and be like, yes, this is an acceptable thing for us to do for
we
you,
don't do it.
irrespective of your demands? We would never
That's
do
it.
that. And
No.
we've never been doing that. You know what I mean? It's not something that
We've
in
never
the
done it.
history of Arsenal we've never
Never
done.
done it.
For as much as we
No.
banter and we joke about this and that, like our team just doesn't do that. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
no, no.
I would rather lose him for free at the end of 4 years than sign him and have a release clause.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
taking a piss.
swear to God.
No, real
I
talk, real talk.
swear that I don't, because the whole time that he's playing, all I'm gonna think is this guy wants to leave. He's not
Leave,
committed.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
That's it.
actually
So
committed.
just let him bounce.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
We don't
man.
want that. We don't want that.
You
It's
get me?
taking the
It's
piss.
literally like
It's
you
taking the
don't
piss.
actually want to be here. You just want to
Nah,
be
nah,
here to show you're basically just using Arsenal as a little window thing, little window shopper, John. Like it makes
nah,
no
nah, nah,
sense. And
nah,
Arsenal
nah.
aren't that team. Arsenal aren't the team that somebody comes to and says, okay, cool, I'm gonna show what I can do here, so then I can get a move. Don't get me wrong, players have gone on and left us to go and win trophies. Fair enough, that happens. That's football. But like, no one uses our. We're just not that stepping stone club. That's
Nah,
just
you're
not
taking a
us.
piss. You're
Like
absolutely taking a
genuinely,
piss.
that's not us.
Yeah,
That's
you're
not who we
taking a
are.
piss, man. You acting like we're some sort of Fulham or something. Like, what? You
But
dumb.
what?
You
Arsenal
dumb.
Football Club.
That's
Anyway,
not who
listen,
we
listen. It
are.
might not be true. It might not be true. It might
Exactly,
not be true.
exactly,
It might not
exactly.
be true. It might not be
Caveat,
true.
like
But
little.
I will say this. I will say this. Like from the sources that's come out from, it has been quite reputable. That
I'm
this guy
on,
has said
bro.
this. So, like, I'd rather. Do you know what? Do you know how bad it is for him saying that? If we don't get Gyökeres, I'd rather just get Watkins instead of getting this guy for
I
saying.
agree. I don't,
I
bro.
hear
I
it.
don't want
From
you
that
near my
perspective,
club,
Well,
I
bro.
hear it.
nah, not at
Mm.
all.
Because you know what happens if we do take that? He can hold us at ransom. He can go to a club and be like, I got a release clause. You go
Yeah,
slap the
yeah,
money
slap the
down,
money. I'm
and
gone.
then, bro, I'm there, man.
Bro, the cheek of it, the cheek of it. Right. I wanted us to talk about there's a couple of not only Arsenal fans, but there's a couple of pundits have been kind of going crazy because we haven't signed anyone, right? But I just wanted to quickly add this part right here, which was our 23-24. Was it 23-24? Yeah, 23-24 season where we signed Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Yuri and Timber, David Raya, and obviously got rid of a couple people as well. Most of them were signed in July, mid July. Declan Rice, Timber signed literally one day apart. Now, guys, are you scared? Are you panicking? Because, like you said, Gunner Chef, Norgaard heard about it a couple of hours ago, boom, got it signed. Right? Same with Kepa, to be honest. Heard about Kepa a couple of days
Boom.
after, boom, got it signed. Right? And now we've got Zubimendi as well. So that's three signings through the door. Is there anything that you're worried about? Is there anything that you are scared about? Are you scared that we're not going to get a striker, or the striker we're going to get is not going to be enough? Do you think we're going to get a winger? Because at this point, I think we're putting all of our eggs in one basket, which is Rodrigo. But I honestly do not think, guys, that we're going to get Rodrigo.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think so, right? And especially, I don't know what you guys think, but I would be putting pressure on Rodrigo and being like, listen, bro, tell me by a certain date, by the end of the month, whether you're going to be on it or not, right? Because we've got other things to do. We've got other players to look at. We can't be just waiting for you, because that takes away a little bit of element of respect, right? If we're just kind of waiting on our pause, like, oh my gosh, Rodrigo, I, whenever you say no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want it
Stringing
to.
man along.
No, I don't want that no more. I don't
Legit.
want that no more. I want us to be a case like, boom, right, we're putting pressure on you. Yes, we hear that. You've got a new manager, but I want you to tell me by a certain date if you're on it or not. Or even if there's a chance or not. If there's not, bro, we're keeping it moving. We need to look at other players because time is going. I'm looking at the time, bro. And although I'm talking about July, time is still going. It's going fast,
Hmm.
right? It's going very fast. So I want to start seeing concrete things. I want to start seeing us being linked with proper players, just like Norgaard, and we're like, boom, we got it done. Next, we got it done. Next, none of these. Oh, we're waiting to see if Rodrigo wants to, and it all depends on other people's sort of choices and what they make. I'm done with that, guys. To be honest, I'm done with that. So, guys, what do you guys think, man? I'm gonna give it to
Look,
you.
bro. The only reason I'm worried is because of the fixtures that we have at the beginning of the season, and it
Mm,
is instrumental that Arsenal Football Club
mm-hmm,
prepare for the season correct.
mm-hmm.
If they don't, if they wait, with the season might already be over before it started. We
Mm-hmm.
have such a tough run in the beginning. We need to make sure that we're fully ready, prepared to go out and try and win this league. I know it's difficult, but you need to make sure you get it all done early. The games that we have, we looked ourselves. We done a video. I remember we were like, we're looking at the schedule. Like it's not easy. You can't come out there with players missing, especially the run of games that we got without having a striker. That's why I'm worried. I'm not more so worried. I know Arsenal will sign a striker. They have to. Because if they don't, the fans' reaction will be so bad. It will be toxic. So they know 1000% this summer we're going to have to get a striker. It's just, do they sign them too late? Do they sign them after the point where we've lost or drawn a few that we need? Because
Yeah,
it's funny I'm saying that. The season would have just started, but
yeah,
we know how it gets in the Premier League. And
yeah.
every game next season for Mikel Arteta is a cup final. Every match, the pressure, he's not felt pressure like that. No way, not at Arsenal because they've given him a free pass.
Mm-hmm.
But this season, the fans' expectations are to win. And I told you by Christmas, yeah, if he's not there or thereabouts, I think they'll pull the plug. They'll say no.
Yep.
That's it. You and he needs to make sure go to the ball. He needs to go do whatever he can. Say, look, this is my last chance saloon. Look at these games. Do you know
Yep.
what I mean? When you look Manchester United, Old Trafford away,
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool away, Newcastle away, like Man City at home, tough game. But I don't know what Man City we're gonna see like
Mm.
next season. But these are not easy games. Newcastle away, Liverpool and Newcastle. The last few fixtures, it's like they've had our number, and it's
Yep.
annoying me as well.
Yep. Yep.
It's like
Yep.
they've got our number, like they out. I just want us to prepare correct. Go get these things done early. Have a proper preseason. Get even a backup. I don't care. It's whatever it is. Go and get it done. Make sure you're ready. And in these games, get over the finish line early on in the season so we have some hope.
I agree as well because I think back in 22, 23, I remember that preseason and we got in Zinchenko early, we got in Jesus early, and we got in our signings very, very early. And that preseason, the way that we started the season, like
Yeah.
we actually hit the ground running. We we,
Yep.
we were literally flying out the blocks. We were blowing teams away. The football was immaculate. And it's like, of course, now we kind of look back on that season and we kind of look at rose tinted glasses sometimes because ultimately we didn't win, but the football was good. And that was the feeling that we remember, right? But with this whole season now, it's like narratives can form very, very, very quickly in terms of these big games coming in and forming this season. Because